My point to you, Adam, would simply be it's an unusual debating strategy to spend 10 minutes of this debate talking about another debate that most viewers may not have seen.
Yeah, it's
I mean, there's other debates that we can bring up.
Cites Naomi Wolf, a prominent pro-choice feminist, arguing that the movement should honestly acknowledge the unborn child as a human life. When the activist pivots back to bodily autonomy, Knowles presses the deeper disagreement: whether personal autonomy outweighs responsibility toward another life. He ends the debate respectfully, but his argument is clear once the discussion moves beyond slogans about autonomy. The activist's position becomes much harder to defend.
I'm sorry, but you hate the country if you say America is the worst terrorist organization in the world. You just do. Now, I know that Dave Smith is super duper excited that his name was mentioned here, and he's sitting there shouting at his TV screen in his basement, "Debate me, bro!" To which I answer, nah. I don't debate with trolls who claim that America is the biggest terrorist state in the world, because that is idiotic.
So, Dave, as you know, that all blew up. A lot of debate raged about it. Just, clarify what you meant. Do you regret phrasing it the way you did? Just give us a bit more meat on the bone.
No, I don't regret phrasing it the way I did, and I'll be very clear about what I'm saying. I will point out that it's quite something for Ben Shapiro. Just since you played him, I got to respond to him first. That he goes, "Oh, I just won't debate with this guy because this is so beyond the pale." Ben Shapiro made his name debating 19-year-old communist Maoists who were confused about their gender. So somehow, Piers, we're going to have to believe here that I'm so much less serious than the children who Ben Shapiro made a career debating. I loved your response to him where you pointed out some of the goofy segments that he does on his show. I mean, personally, I really stay away from that stuff. And, for Adam, I think to say it's clickbait or that I just want to get out in front of the camera, I think we're all equally in front of a camera right now. And it's kind of weird to accuse someone else. I very much believe the things I'm saying.
Dave,
now, to Adam's point,
Dave, don't run from the comment. Don't run from your comment.
I'm trying to
address
get to
the
it,
comment,
but there's a
not
lot
Ben
here.
Shapiro, would you? Good, yes, let's go, wrap it up.
No, I'm going to make the points I want to make.
You called the United States military.
You're just slowing. Okay, so
you called the United States military the greatest terror organization in the world.
Adam,
defend.
Just let me answer. No problem. I'm going to go back to the order I was going to go in. To Adam's point, when Adam says I'm a radical libertarian and I say that this is true Americanism, I mean, look, my favorite founding father is Thomas Paine. Not everyone considers him a founding father. And maybe I love him so much because he never held a government position and didn't own slaves, which I thought was pretty cool. But Benjamin Franklin said he was the most consequentialist and the one person most responsible for the United States of America existing. His famous pamphlet that he wrote was called Common Sense. And I think on the first or second line of it, he says, government is at best a necessary evil. So at best, he's like, this is clearly on the anarchist to night watchman state spectrum was what true Americanism was when it started. Now, for me to say what I made the point, and I've made this point a million times on your show, Piers, I was saying when people come on and say Iran is the biggest state sponsor of terrorism, well, just like give me an objective definition of what terrorism means, and then let's apply that standard universally. And if you're going to sit here and say, look, America has given billions, tens of billions of dollars to the IDF in the last few years. We've also, by the way, given a lot of weapons and money here. Your first guest on this show there, the head of the Obama deep state, was using Al-Qaeda, bin Ladenite head choppers on the ground in Libya and in Syria. And yes, Adam, I would also consider it when our politicians lie us into wars that slaughter millions of innocent people and in many cases target those innocent people. I consider that terrorism as well. There's the answer, Adam. And if you want to keep doing this, buddy, you could tell me to check the scoreboard. I'll run circles around you on this, dude. Check the scoreboard. Most unpopular war in American history going in. Check the scoreboard. 13 dead Americans and 150 plus other wounded. Thousands of innocents, including little schoolgirls in Iran, killed. Dead innocent Israelis. Hundreds of dead innocent people in Lebanon. Millions of innocent people being displaced, all at the cost of tens of billions of dollars and destroying Trump's coalition. Check your scoreboard, Adam. How's it looking for you?
Okay, Dave. So, okay, it's not working well for you, Dave, because
substantively
you're still saying that United States...
After getting completely wrecked on the facts regarding this intervention and civilian casualties, Sosnick decides his only option is to change the subject. In a classic act of desperation, he tries to gatekeep the conversation by asking Dave if he's ever even been to the Middle East, only to walk straight into an incredibly embarrassing trap set by Piers Morgan. Watch this.
And that's fine. You want to sort of be a revisionist.
That's your opinion.
And say, you know what?
I'm not being revisionist.
We went point for point. No, Dave, that was any person with logic. Because you didn't have a response. Your only response was,
this is so
go read the
ridiculous,
book.
dude.
Adam, it is an unusual position to spend.
It's not ridiculous.
Adam, it's an unusual position that I've had you guys
because
on.
that was the aha moment for me.
So far,
where I said, this guy is actually a lightweight.
Adam,
he's actually a lightweight.
Adam,
well, this is that moment for you, for a lot of people, Adam. So congratulations.
My point to you, Adam, would simply be it's an unusual debating strategy to spend 10 minutes of this debate talking about another debate that most viewers may not have seen.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
There's other debates that we can bring up. The fact, Dave, when's the last time you were in the Middle East?
Oh, okay, so this is what you're falling back to now. Yeah, right. No, you know the answer. You're not asking. I've answered it a million times, and you know the. I have not been to the Middle East. Go do your best Douglas Murray acting job. Adam, brother, I was prepared to come in here on friendly terms.
So
you are humiliating yourself right now, dude.
I'm really not.
You're humiliating yourself right now.
You've been humiliating yourself for the past 2 years. Basically saying that America is a terrorist organization, that the IDF is a terrorist organization, and you're whitewashing actual terrorism. What are your thoughts on Islamic terrorism coming into the West? What are your thoughts on the war in the West? What do you think of ISIS? What do you think of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Are you asking me questions?
Go ahead.
It's a huge
I'm asking you a question.
And it's a huge risk, especially right now after we just murdered an Ayatollah and his whole family.
What's a huge risk?
Blowback terrorism is a huge problem, and having not secure borders is a nightmare of a policy.
I'm not talking about.
I'm very concerned about terrorism.
Blowback terrorism. Do you see what's going on in the West? Do you see what's going on where Piers Morgan lives in London? Do you see what's going on all over the world?
I've been an advocate of strict immigration controls for many years.
By the way,
you're just making stuff up because you have nothing, dude.
By the way,
you have nothing here, man.
You just said that America is a terrorist organization.
Adam, if you brought my country into it.
He's anti-American, and here I am as a proud American saying that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
You said that Dave couldn't talk about the Middle East because he hasn't been there much. When was the last time you were in England?
I spent much time in England. My ex-wife was Welsh.
When was the last time?
She wasn't a sheep shagger.
When was the last time?
The last time I was in Europe, in England, in the Middle East. Where would you like me to go?
No, England.
The last time I was in England was about 8 years ago.
Right. So this idea, let me tell you.
The last time I was in Israel.
Let me tell you.
The last time I was in Israel was 3 years ago.
Adam, there is a weird
idea.
Do we have to put this episode out? I like Adam.
There
we
is
don't
a
have
weird idea. There are many people.
Are you saying that not going to a country?
Adam, many people. Hang on. Many people on the conservative right in America seem to be under the illusion that my country has been taken over by radical Muslims. Let me tell you, I have lived here on and off for the last 8 years, unlike you, and respectfully, we have not been taken over by radical Muslims. It just hasn't happened the way it's being sold by people like Tommy Robinson to Americans, and you're all lapping it up.
How would you define it then, Piers?
I think we have a Muslim population which is predominantly peaceful and inclusive and settled well, and we have some radical members of radical Muslims, as we have radical members of other religions in this country, and we have to be very wary about it.
What other members of radical religions?
And we have had severe immigration control issues run by successive Conservative and Labour governments who frankly lost control of our border, both to illegal immigration, but also allowed way too many people in legally. And these are proper, legitimate things to be discussed. But framing it, as some people like to do, as my country's been overrun and overtaken by radical Muslims, is just a lie. It's just not true. So yes, there are things to be concerned about, and yes, I want to see everyone who comes here assimilate, and everyone who lives here assimilate into our culture. Of course, I do. But this idea that we've been overrun and overtaken is nonsense.
Yeah, Piers, can I just make one?
So you think it's all going out of proportion? That everything that everybody is saying about Sharia law being imposed in London and Birmingham.
It hasn't been
you're saying
imposed
that it's
here.
overblown?
It hasn't been imposed here.
Okay, anyway.
There are
You're saying that it's over.
There are
Dave,
a number of unofficial Sharia
guy.
courts operating. They have no legal basis or standing in the UK whatsoever. There is no Sharia law being operated legally in this country. End. It doesn't happen.
Thank you, Piers. Thank you for enlightening me. So you're saying it's all overblown, that Islamification
Why don't you come over with the whole PBD team and let me take you on a guided tour of the UK, and trust me, you'll be fine.
I'm sure you're going to all the nicest places, and definitely one of the most dangerous places, Piers. I'm sure you're not going to Birmingham or Brick Lane or anything like that.
I love Brick Lane, best curries in England. I love Birmingham, fantastic place.
Incredible Bangladeshi curry.
I'll take you there.
Back to my central thesis here is that Dave thinks that the United States military and the IDF are the equivalent of the Ayatollah and
Adam's problem was simple. Once he ran out of real counter-arguments, he fell back on personal attacks and geographical gatekeeping. Dave Smith saw it immediately and called out the deflection. With no convincing answer on civilian casualties or US intervention, Adam's argument started to collapse. And Piers made it even worse by exposing the same logic right back at him.